So here we go. This is actually going to be the first video on what I'm going to call the resilience journey. I'll tell you a little bit about it in a minute, but it's 3 weeks into the resilience journey at the moment. But I decided I was going to create a video diary of my journey, which I'll explain. And why am I doing it? My background is training. I'm a freelance training consultant. I've got plenty of reasons why I am taking this journey, but the key ones are I've been freelance since 2001, and whilst times were great in the initial stages, circumstances within the industry have changed over time to where work was free flowing and you could pick and choose pretty much any kind of project or contract that you wanted at the time in the early days, and the daily rate was good. Over the years, the daily rate has been reduced substantially by good 40%. I haven't had a pay rise in 19 years. Effectively I have, but just not on the daily rate. Just the workload goes up and down, it fluctuates. But over time we've had other changes. Some of the big blue chip companies have brought in what they call outsourcing resources to bring in freelance trainers and IT and project managers, etc. So whereas it was all about your network and building your network before, now it's about going through a middleman to go to another middleman, which has further reduced the daily rate because they have to take their cuts as well. And there is no relationship. It's gone from being an experienced technician in whatever you do to very much being treated like a temporary worker. And I have nothing against temporary workers, but whereas I saw myself as a business owner and running a business owner very much in the last 8-10 years, you're treated very much like just an extra workers coming in on a daily basis, on weekly or monthly. My contracts normally run from anything between 12 months to 3 months. They're normally set up in tranches of 3 months and renewed. And I love the work. The work itself is great. Some of the projects can be quite mundane and trivial and boring, but others are really juicy, and get your mind working, get your skills going, and really useful, enjoyable to work for. I tend to have to work away from home, although some design projects are home based. So a lot of time on the road, staying away from the family over the years. But I was doing that when I was employed before I set up my own business. So there's really not much of a change there. I think that the final straw is that this year in April, the Inland Revenue, God bless their souls, have changed the way our businesses are taxed. Well, not so much changed. The tax regime is pretty much the same, but they've now put an onus on the larger companies in the industries to decide whether we are employees without benefits, any pensions, sick pay, etc., or whether we are self-employed businesses and working. And they've set it up in such a way that I presume they knew this would happen, but incompetence can be anywhere. They've set it up in such a way that the businesses themselves, with the fear of the fines and the punishment that they could have decided pretty much to treat us all as employees without benefits, which has further reduced the workload. And over the last 4 weeks, I've talked to 21 people in my area of business and asked them what they're doing given this regime. And of those 21, 20 are either retiring or trying to get a proper job, so they can have some benefits on the same pay that they'll be paid as a freelance trainer from now on. without the risk of having no work during some periods in the year. Um, or they are doing other things. They're upskilling, reskilling, and I am one of those that are planning to upskill. Now, I will probably have to do some freelance work from time to time to be able to pay the bills, etc., until I get this business running. But I'm done some research, and I've decided to build my own online business. Now, why have I done that? I feel like, albeit I have kept up with technology in terms of phones and use of social media to a certain extent, certainly within the business I've been in, technology has changed the way that we train, and it's affected the amount of workload as well. Robotics is taking over pretty much everything. The need for a trainer to facilitate face-to-face training seems to becoming less and less. Many businesses, I think, through the tick box exercise, are going, well, we need to train our people in these, or we need to say we've trained our people in these, so let's do some kind of e-learning module, and that will do the trick. Well, I'm sure it will in some circumstances. Good luck to them. The key thing here is that for me, the time is right for me to upskill using technology and to become more in control of a number of things. I want to be in a position where I don't have to trade my time for money anymore. So an online business gives me that chance, gives me a chance to be able to receive an income while I'm doing other things, and those other things that I want to do are plenty, whether it be sports, whether it be travel, whether it be spending time with the family, or whether it just be doing whatever I want to do, wherever I want to do it. And it gives me the freedom to do that. More importantly, it gets the old grey matter going, and it gives me a chance to really throw myself into something new. And albeit I may have some knowledge of technologies that are being used, nothing like what I'm expecting to see and to learn and to develop in. It also, from time to time, I see people who are really excellent at things. And I have a side business where I work with people on the mental side of sport, and on resilience, the way the mind works, and how we can work our body, how we can use techniques to keep the stresses of life out of things. And it was quite interesting because sometime last year I was talking about this resilience course for managers that I'd been running throughout the year before, and the amount of stresses and strains that went on in order to be able to deliver that training to the managers, who in turn were very stressed, retail managers, very stressed in their jobs, dealing face to face with the public, with the issues and the technologies that can go wrong. But this individual said to me, given all this information you use and you know, how come you're so stressed? Well, we all get stressed. But I've decided, and one of the reasons for this daily log, one of the reasons to put myself through this journey is I know it's going to take some resilience to make this business work. It's, yes, about commitment and effort and time and everything else, but there will be money waste from time to time. There will be, can I learn these new skills from time to time? There will be a lack of understanding. There will be results which don't come in the early days. Hopefully they will in the later days. So there will be many stresses and demons to deal with along the way, and it will give me an opportunity not just to talk about my journey in becoming an online business owner, and a successful one at that, but it will give me a chance to actually put some of these techniques and rules into play to see how well they work. And if they don't work, to be honest about that too, and to find ways that do, and to educate and inform that anybody that wants to watch these videos in both aspects, both the resilience aspect and the online business aspect. I know there are millions of people around the globe who are worrying about the things like the employment prospects for them, whatever their role, whether they're at the front line or whether in management. And robotics is taking over the world. Pretty much anything that can be automated will be automated in the future. It's estimated now that the average student coming out of university, the age of 21, 22, will have 20 different jobs, roles by the time they're 28. Now, some of them may be with the same company, but with the speed that technology is changing, those roles will change. They will constantly have to relearn, readapt new skills. And for me, I want to be in control of that. I want to be in control of what I learn and how I learn and why I learn it. And just as importantly, that's a direct relationship between that and my earning income. I don't want anybody else to be able to say whether I can do something or not because of a decision that was made further up the line. So hopefully along this journey it will be both, well, educational, inspirational. I hope we'll have fun along the way. I certainly imagine there'll be some tears as well as some laughter as we go along. But I hope it will help people with their decision making, whether it's something like this that they decide to do or just another option that they take. We all have concerns about the future, which may be more immediate for some. But I want people to see this as a journey in terms of, if I can make this journey and make it successful, then so can you. And there's an old saying, and for the life of me I can't remember who said it, but it goes something like this: if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can do it. And I intend to put that to the test. So for now, my first video, I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll subscribe to the YouTube video. Just click on the button below, and also if you like the content, like it. It gives me a little bit of feedback, and put your comments below if you're happy to do so. Please bear in mind that this is for people to be inspired by. So if you're of a particularly cynical nature, then well, find somebody else to talk to rather than this particular group. Okay, I hope to see you again soon, and I'll speak to you then. Bye now.